All right, good evening. Welcome to the Sweet Talk. I am Kim Mattina, your host. I am the founder of the show. I've been doing this for a whole year now, and I'm celebrating my 1 year milestone, and I can't believe I'm still going strong with it. So thank you for following me and subscribing and listening. I'm a Google certified trainer, and today I have two very special guests on. I have my niece and my nephew. My niece and my nephew are Gavin and Anneliece, and they are going to talk about computer science and computer science education. So, welcome, Gavin and Anneliece. You guys can unmute your
Hello.
microphones.
Hi.
So, this is a first for us. So, we were prepping for the test connection, and I showed them a little bit of Google Hangouts. So this is a learning curve for them. And this is a learning curve for me as well because we're all in my home and we're all echoing a little bit. So just bear with us here, right? But it's all good. So I'm going to introduce Gavin. So Gavin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Gavin. I'm 11 years old. I live here in Lower Harbor and I'm pretty good at scratching.
All right. And what about you, Annalise?
Since my brother and sister, I live with him, Anneliece. I like animals and pretty much it.
All right, good.
But,
So remember, when you're not talking, mute your microphones, okay? But you can leave them on now because we're going to ask you a couple questions, okay?
okay.
All right. So Gavin and Annalise are both brother and sister, and they're very. What grade are you in, Gav? And
Fifth.
what grade are you in, Annalise?
Fourth.
Okay. And I want to know. We're going to talk about computer science education. So I want to know, how did you hear about computer science and coding?
I remember you got us the computer I'm on and you showed us the scratch and CS first. And we kind of swung into it. We liked it.
Um, uh, so yeah, you told us, you gave us the computer Gavin's on right now, and you showed us Scratch and CS first, and then we pretty much just started CS first and then just went to Scratch.
Okay. And so Gav, what did you like about CS first?
I like that it helped me to start. I didn't know the when green flag clicked blocks. I didn't know anything at all, and CS first uh, showed me.
Okay. And what about you, Annalise? What did you like about it?
I like that it helped me out a lot to understand what it's really all about. Because I knew it was about coding, but I didn't really understand how to do it or what order to do things in, or really what any of it meant. But it really started me off.
Right. Okay, good. So what did you particularly like about the CS first? Like, I know when I was first starting to learn how to code, I didn't have videos to learn from. I actually had to read textbooks, right? Because that's how I used to learn when I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
And so what did CS first have in it that helped you learn what they were teaching you?
People, they spoke in a conversational text, and it was easier to understand than a textbook. So that's how they helped me out.
Okay, and what about you, Annalise?
Yeah, there were videos, and then you didn't copy, but then you try to do something like that, and then you had to check your coding and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think the CS First helps a lot of students learn coding because it gives students a video, right? And then it
Mm-hmm.
has you do certain hands-on activities that support the concepts in the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so you felt like that was your beginner block, right? That helped you get started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so do you still use CS First, and do you recommend it?
Yes, I recommend it. It helped me start off, so I'm going to assume it's going to help everybody start off. But I don't use it because after I started learning a lot more about Scratch, I ended up not using it because it became more of a beginner.
Okay, yeah, I mean, CS First is more for beginners, and then once you feel comfortable with certain concepts, you don't need it. You can just go right into Scratch. What about you, Anneliese?
Yeah. I do recommend it for beginners, but I don't use it anymore because it's just something that helped me start off. But I just moved on to Scratch after a while.
So do you think CS First was a good platform to learn, to start learning?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you learned in Scratch? So we'll start with Gavin.
I learned everything about Scratch, but I just learned loops, variables, functions, coding, if then statements, logics, everything about computer programming I learned from Scratch.
And since you started learning Scratch, what do you want to learn next? You were telling me before. What do you want to learn how to do next?
JavaScript.
Yeah. So that's my
Every
mission for him now, to get on JavaScript.
yeah, every video game I play, every site I go on, is made out of JavaScript. So I want to know how to do that. I want to know how they make these games that I play.
Okay. So that's good that you got your curiosity. It sparked your
Yeah.
curiosity. And what about you, Annalise? What are some of the things that you learned in Scratch?
I learned loops. I haven't learned variables left yet, but I have learned how to make the characters move from one position to another and make animations. I've learned how to make games. I've learned how to use logic like if then.
Yeah, definitely. So when you use those statements, that's how you're able to move the characters and animate, and depending on a certain condition, your character will do something. So that's all logic. So yeah, so I'm glad to see that. And Gavin and Annalise, they are going to show off their projects in Scratch. So we're going to start with Annalise. All right. So Annalise, you remember how to share your screen?
Yep.
So Annalise, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. So I'm still working on this, but
So what's the name of the project?
Dancing Dino.
And what is it supposed to do?
It's just flipping. It's an animation. It's flipping from one sprite to another, and it's changing colors. So the way I did it is so I'd use when green flag clicked, I switched to backdrop to flowers. I made it say what it said, then for 6 seconds. Then I made it wait 0.5 seconds. Then I made it switch the backdrop to theater, and then change color effect by 45. And I made it go next costume, wait 0.3 seconds. And I put that in forever, so it just keeps going.
All right, good. So show us again now. Now that you explained it, show us the program again. So start from the beginning. Very good. Now I can follow your logic and actually see what the project's doing. Good job, girl. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And what else do you want to add into your project? I know you said you weren't done yet, but what are some of the things that you wanted to add in there?
Yeah, I want to add music. I might want to add other guys, and I might want to make him smaller so I could fit other things in there.
Okay, so you're gonna actually show more. You'll actually have more sprites on your stage.
Yep.
Okay. Now go back inside your project.
Okay.
And what version of Scratch is this?
Scratch 3.0.
All right. So what do you like about or dislike about Scratch 3.0?
I like how it's more organized and it's just all right here for you. But the only thing I don't like is little bit more complicated. Like the sprites, all of them have different versions of it.
What do you
And
mean?
like sometimes like they're moving when you get them, even if you don't want them to move, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I really don't like about it. But everything else, I like how it's very organized. So, and I like how it has all the stuff right here.
And where is the area for the backdrops now?
It's down. It's down here, and it's like you could choose one, paint one, and then supplies. I've never done it before, but I think it just picks a random one, and then you
Okay.
go upload a backdrop from the internet.
Okay, good. All right. And then, so where are the costumes for the sprites?
They're right here, and it's the same thing. It's you could choose one, paint one, supplies, or upload from the internet.
All right, good. I like the new version of Scratch 3.0. I think it's more, I definitely agree with you. I think it's more organized and I think things are a little bit easier to find. It's just a change that you have to get used to.
Hmm.
So, okay, so Gav, we're gonna go through you now. So Anneliese, mute your mic. Stop sharing your screen first.
I don't know how to.
Okay,
It.
hold on.
I had to X something out
Yep.
too.
All right, so hold on. I'll be right there. Watch. This is what you do.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you
exit
hit it out. It's okay. Over here. You should usually down here, bottom. Where is it on here? You're still sharing the screen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
don't see anything. No. But I can't hear any of you.
Can you hear her?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
She's not sharing the screen anymore?
No.
Okay. All right. So you're good. So we're going to mute you then. All right. All right, Gav. So Gav, you're gonna share your screen, and I want you to show your project that you are really you worked really hard on this. I know Gavin went through a lot of the library's projects there, and he was playing different games in there, and he was getting different ideas on how to create his own game, and he actually he accomplished that. So I'm really proud of him and Anneliese for doing this on their own. They really taught themselves how to do all this stuff. So Gav, you got to go to your Scratch tab.
So.
Okay, so Gavin, I want you to start your game from the beginning.
So. It's. The game is called Wizard's Life. You can find it by looking up Wizard's Life in Scratch. It's one of the only games under that name, and you'll be able to find it. It's pretty easy. But in it, a wizard tells you and another player, it's multiplayer, that you have to defeat an army of evil ghouls before they destroy Earth. Ended already. If they touch you, you die, but you can use different buttons to shoot them and destroy them before they kill you. So let's see. It's not working. WASD is for the centaur, and the arrows are for the knight.
Okay, so you can have both of those sprites moving at the same time,
Yes.
shooting different things out.
And if you press 1, the centaur does this.
Cool.
And if you press 2, he shoots.
Okay.
I'm working on levels, and I am working on how to make more ghouls appear, and if there are no ghouls left, for the wizard to congratulate you.
Cool. Now, what are you doing with the health and the score variables up there in the corner? What were you doing with those?
So let's see what I have for
See
those.
in the top corner? You have
Yeah.
health 3,
Yep.
score 5. What is that?
So what I have is I have if touching dangerous hell monster, which is the ghoul, then change health by -1, so you die. But if health equals 0, then set end of game to 1, so we turn it on, broadcast game over, and switch the backdrop to backdrop 3, which is a black backdrop that says game over.
Okay, so you're using your variables to test for
Mhm.
certain conditions, right?
Yes. Now for the score, I have it as, let's see, if so if touching bananas, which is the weapons, then change score by 1. So you get extra scores for everyone you kill. Understand?
Yeah. So if touching bananas, then change score by 1,
And you delete this clone so
and then
he
you delete the
disappears.
clone. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Because that means that you killed the ghoul, right?
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Then the bullets are more complicated. So what they do is they go to the centaur or the knight. Then they clone themselves, and when they start as clones, they go to the centaur, point in the direction of the centaur. They show, and they play the sound pop, and every time you press it, they move 30 steps. And once they touch the edge of the screen, they delete the clone.
And that is the little bullet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of ghouls: a knight, the wizard, the centaur, 2 different bullets, and the baseball is how the backdrops work, I think. I don't know what that one is. I think that's how the backdrop works.
So
But
show it again, Gav. Play it full screen again. So
okay.
now that you explained it a little bit, now that I can follow along a little bit better.
Oh, and for anyone who wants to play this game, let the ghouls spawn a little more because they have to create clones of themselves so that
Okay.
the game can go on. Okay. So I can use WASD and 2 and 1 for the centaur, so I'll demonstrate that first.
Okay.
Now see this guy, he shoots with these, and then it will show that since I didn't use any hearts, I still have a health of 3, and I killed 12 ghouls, so I have a score of 12.
And basically you won the game, right? The
Yeah,
game's over, right?
yeah.
Wow.
Unless I am adding in a dragon that at the end of the game, it will appear and you have to defeat it.
Well, that's to be continued, right?
Yes, to be
Right.
continued.
To be continued. Oh, I don't think I ever saw your game, like, I never saw you win a game on this. So this is the first time I actually saw that you won.
Yeah.
Because
And if you
every time you show me or I try it, I always die too fast.
But if you lose, it should. Well, he says hello. They are welcome to North Island. You must defeat the evil ghouls. Then, if you die, let's walk into one. No, Sonny, I can't die. Then it says game over. Press the green flag to try again. Thanks for playing.
Right. And then if you notice the health and the score, those
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead. So
It's
the variables are showing that you really died and the game's over,
yeah.
right?
And that I didn't kill any ghouls, so I still have a score of 0.
Right. Good. So your variables are working, your loops are working, right? Your logic is working. So
Yeah.
this is another example of what kids can do with coding and computer science. All right, good job, Gav. I'm proud of you guys. All right, so go back. Okay, unshare your screen, so stop sharing.
How do you do here? Wait,
So on the bottom, you should see
stop.
stop.
All right, there we go. There we go. Is it done?
Yeah, now I see you. You're
Okay.
good. All right. So what I want to know before we wrap it up is what do you want to why do you think computer science is important? What did you learn from doing all these little projects in CS First and Scratch? Why did you like it so much?
I obviously learned patience because every time I got a bug, if I gave up, I wouldn't have any games. Because that wizard safe game I was showing you, I couldn't even get the centaur to move. Shoot, I couldn't get the ghouls to move. I couldn't get the wizard to talk. You'd have to work. But it also taught me and helped me with math, science, and even spelling and grammar just by typing stuff.
Okay. What else?
And
What else did you feel that it helped you with?
I feel like it helped me with confidence. You have to be confident to make these games. You have to be patient. So it taught me patience, and you have to be willing to try again and again and again. And you have to be kind because when you go and you look at other people's games, you can't just write "this sucks" if you don't like it. You have to be respectful, and if you don't like it, just don't say anything.
Exactly. Okay. Now let me ask you a question here. When you were saying that you you felt like you had to keep trying and keep trying and keep
Mm.
trying. That's part of perseverance, right? You never gave
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
So when something didn't work, did you learn from your mistake?
Yes, I had to, and it's hard because I had to look through my whole entire every coding to make sure that it was right. I had to sometimes erase whole entire codes, sprites, just to get it right. And now I understand more about what the problems are, why you shouldn't do this, why you do that,
So
and
did
it
you
helped
feel
me.
good when you figured out the problem?
Yes, it does feel good when you figure out a problem and you fix it. It gets that adrenaline running through you, like you feel self confident, and that's a good thing about Scratch. It teaches self confidence.
Exactly. I'm glad that you brought that up. So Annalise, I'm going to ask you the same question. All right, before
Okay.
we wrap it up. So Gav, mute
Mm-hmm.
your microphone.
Okay.
All right, good job. All right, so Annalise, what about you? What did you find that you liked about Scratch?
I just like him. I like that it's a very creative thing. You can make games, animations, stuff like that. I also like that there's like no limits. You can just really make whatever you want. Like it's not like you can just make certain things and then you have to stop. You can just keep going and stuff until you get really good.
Okay. Now, what about so when you found that your project wasn't working right, did anybody help you or did you figure it out on your own?
Gavin helped me out a lot.
Everyone helped you out a lot. So between the both of you, you helped each other.
Mhm.
Okay. So would you feel like you can actually start something on your own and then keep going with it and making it better?
Yeah, and then I know if I need help, then Gavin will help me.
And then if Gavin can't help you, what do you do?
Then I look around for something that's not right, and maybe if I'm doing something like a clone of it or something, or like a two-player thing, then I look at both them, and if something's different, then I see why it's different. Either if it's right that's different, or if I made a mistake, and then I fix them. Try my best to fix the mistake.
Okay, so both of you, I'm really proud of you guys because you really learned a lot of life skills just by doing your scratch projects. Because by not giving up and trying to figure out the problem and trying to find the problem and talking to each other and helping each other, that's part of life skills. And I'm really proud of you guys that you were able to do this on your own and work together and help each other out to make your projects and to continue to go through and make them better. So I'm really, really
Thank you.
proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I think that everybody at every school should have a computer science class, that every school should have one, because it doesn't
Yeah.
just teach computer science, it teaches life skills, how to work together, kindness. So it should have, even if it's as simple as Scratch, it should have one just to teach us life skills.
Exactly. I agree with you. 115, 20, 100,000%. I agree with you. I can't stress that enough. Computer science is very important. So
Yeah.
everybody should be exposed to it in K-12 schools, and everybody should be curious about how we can get onto the internet and surf the web and load web pages like you are, because a lot of that is JavaScript and different programming languages that allow us to work our phones and do different things. So I'm proud of you guys. So we're going to wrap up our show. Do you
All right.
guys have anything else you want to say? You want to say goodbye?
All right. Bye, and thank you for watching a Sweet Talk.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. So you guys mute your microphones.
What's that?
Mute your microphones because we're still live. All right. And so that is this week's episode of the Sweet Talk. And like I said, I'm a proud aunt here. I'm really, really proud of my niece and my nephew. I could cry, but I got to get it together. So, with that said, I'm going to wrap up the show. If anybody wants to be a guest on my show, let me share my screen. You can visit my website. You can visit the Sweet Talk and you can fill out the guest form on the guest page here and fill it out. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you want to see any other past episodes, you can click on the episode page and you can scroll down and see all of the past episodes and the show notes of people that were on. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, my newsletter. I am on Podbean and I am on Google Play Music as well for podcasts. So I hope that this episode and my show helps other educators integrate technology into the classroom, and I hope that I make a difference in your in teaching. So with that said, I will see you next time on the Sweet Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.